The Duchess of Edinburgh attends a fair in Suffolk. Emperor Norihito and Empress Masako of Japan attend an opening ceremony in Chiyoda. Princess Charlene of Monaco teaches water safety classes in Fontevieille. And Grand Duchess Maria Theresa of Luxembourg attends a screening of a new documentary in Luxembourg City. All this and much more coming up next on your Royal Daily News. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandra, and this is your Royal Daily News for April 21st, 2023. In Deventer, His Majesty King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands participated in the 10th edition of the King's Games, held at the Scheg Sports Center. The theme of this year's King's Games is 1-2, Everyone Participate. Established in 2013 in connection with the investiture of Willem-Alexander as a King of the Netherlands, the purpose of the King's Games is to encourage young people and their families to lead a healthy lifestyle, stressing the importance of having a good night's rest, eating a healthy breakfast, and exercising. Nothing's better for the mind, body, and soul than to get out in nature, to run, play, breathe fresh air, and just simply move. Sitting in front of the television or playing video games or being obsessed with social media is not healthy for one's mental and physical health. The day began with His Majesty the King sitting down for a nutritious breakfast with 850 students from 5 primary schools in Deventer. During the breakfast, His Majesty the King had a chance to speak with the students about, amongst other things, the importance of a healthy lifestyle. Once everyone's food was digested, His Majesty the King and all 850 happy, screaming students participated in a myriad of sports activities. In Kirchberg, His Royal Highness Hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume of Luxembourg attended the launch of the new platform entitled House of Sustainability, held at the new conference center of the Luxembourg Chamber of Commerce. The House of Sustainability, an initiative of the Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber of Skilled Trades, and the National Institute for Sustainable Development, aims to accelerate and facilitate the sustainable transition of businesses. Quote, it proposes a range of services in collaboration with its partners, including training, awareness raising, and tailored support to enable businesses to take up action around the 10 principles of sustainable development. The House of Sustainability's online platform provides businesses with the necessary information and orientation on sustainability in Luxembourg. The website informs businesses of existing labels, actors in the ecosystem, and concrete actions to take. End quote. During today's event, the Hereditary Grand Duke and 300 guests attended a presentation of the House of Sustainability and a themed session on the 4 main pillars of sustainable development: people, planet, governance, and prosperity. Attendees also listened to a keynote speech by Professor Dr. Christian Berg, the former Chief Sustainability Architect at SAP, entitled, Can Sustainability Drive Innovation and Improvement? In Luxembourg City, Her Royal Highness Grand Duchess Maria Theresa of Luxembourg attended an event entitled Inspiring and Inspired Women of Luxembourg, held at the Banque du Luxembourg last evening. During the event, which was organized by the National Council of Women of Luxembourg, the Grand Duchess and attendees viewed the documentary entitled Inspiring Women of Luxembourg, Past, Present, and Future, directed by Miss Anne Schroeder. The 40-minute documentary takes an in-depth look at 12 inspiring women, including Her Royal Highness Grand Duchess Charlotte of Luxembourg and Mrs. Hélène Mayrisch de Saint-Hubert. In 1906, Mrs. Mayrisch de Saint-Hubert established the Association for the Defense of Women's Interests and was the president of the Croix Rouge de Luxembourg. In 1911, Mrs. Mayrisch de Saint-Hubert established 2 publicly funded secondary schools for girls in Esch-sur-Alzette and Luxembourg City. Tomorrow, Her Royal Highness Princess Alexandra of Luxembourg will marry Mr. Nicolas Baggery at the Town Hall on the Place du Guillaume in Luxembourg City. The civil marriage ceremony will begin at 3:30 p.m. with members of the Grand Ducal family arriving a half an hour earlier. At 4 p.m., the newly married couple will emerge from the town hall to greet well-wishers and to walk back to the Palais Grand Ducal. At 6 p.m., there will be a reception for family and close friends at the Palais. Meanwhile, the Cour Grand Ducal confirmed that their Royal Highnesses Grand Duke Henri and Grand Duchess Maria Theresa of Luxembourg will attend the coronation of Their Majesties King Charles III and Queen Camilla of the United Kingdom on May 6th at Westminster Abbey in London. It was also announced that King Tuahitia, the Maori king, and his wife will also attend the coronation. In Copenhagen, Her Royal Highness Princess Isabella of Denmark is celebrating her 16th birthday. Born Isabella Henrietta Ingrid Margrethe, Princess of Denmark, Countess of Montpezat, on April 21, 2007, at the Righus Hospitalet in Copenhagen, Princess Isabella is a second daughter of their Royal Highnesses Crown Prince Frederik and Crown Princess Mary of Denmark. On July 1, 2007, Princess Isabella was christened at the private chapel at Fredensborg Slot. In Stockholm, His Majesty King Carl Gustaf of Sweden held an audience this morning with the new governor of Uppsala County, Mr. Stefan Attefall, at the Kungliga Slottet. In the late morning, His Majesty the King presented the Vega Medal to Professor Jean-Paul Smol, who works in the Department of Biology and Environmental Studies at the Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario, Canada, during an intimate ceremony at the Kungliga Slottet. According to the Swedish Royal Court, Professor Smol received the Vega Medal for his studies of long-term global environmental changes in lakes and rivers, and for his work on climate change with a particular focus on the Arctic. In the afternoon, His Majesty the King and Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden attended a Foreign Affairs Committee meeting held at, well, I'm pretty sure you guessed it by now, the Kungliga Slottet. The Foreign Affairs Committee meeting is a consultative body between the Swedish Parliament and the government, with His Majesty the King as chairman. The committee consists of the Speaker and 9 members of Parliament and 9 deputies. The Foreign Affairs Committee meets at the invitation of the government. In the Swedish Constitution, Section 11 to be specific, notes that the government must continuously keep the Foreign Affairs Committee informed of the foreign policy conditions that may have significance for the kingdom and consult with the committee about these as often as necessary. In Arlandastad, His Royal Highness Prince Daniel of Sweden attended a high-level meeting entitled Loneliness Policy Options to Combat Loneliness and Strengthening Mental Health in the European Union, held at the Scandinavian Expo. Hosted by the Swedish Minister for Health and Social Affairs, Mr. Jacob Forssmed, and organized within the framework of Sweden's presidency of the Council of the European Union, the purpose of today's high-level meeting was to, quote, promote the exchange of best practices and knowledge as well as different policy options, addressing loneliness and other risk factors for mental ill health, while at the same time building synergies with the Commission's new initiative on mental health. In Fontevieille, Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene of Monaco, accompanied by Mr. Gareth Woodstock, the Secretary General of the Princess Charlene of Monaco Foundation, and Monegasque native and Princess Charlene of Monaco Foundation Ambassador, Mr. Pierre Froila, participated in various water safety workshops at Les Centres Nautiques Albert Doux. The workshops were held for 85 young people participating in the 11th edition of the Saint-Devote Rugby Tournament, which will be held tomorrow, Saturday, April 22nd, at the Stade Louis II. This morning's workshops, with the help from various PCMF ambassadors and the Croix-Rouge Monegasque volunteers, taught young people life-saving techniques. For example, how to identify, whom to alert, and how to intervene, and CPR. In the United States alone, 10 people die each day from unintentional drowning, and on average, 2 of them are under the age of 14. Now that summer will begin in the States and in Europe, it's incredibly important that young people are informed about water safety, how to prevent drowning, and most of all, CPR. During today's workshops, Princess Charlene was in the water teaching young people drowning prevention techniques, water games, and much more. She was really in her element, and it's great to see her happy. Anyway, as I mentioned before, tomorrow the 11th edition of the Saint-Devote Rugby Tournament will take place at the Stade Louis II at 8 a.m., and naturally, Princess Charlene will be there to cheer on the teams. In Charleville, Her Majesty Margareta, the custodian of the Crown of Romania, and His Royal Highness Prince Radu of Romania, held a meeting this afternoon with Archbishop Miguel Mori Buendia, the Apostolic Nuncio to Romania. After the meeting, Her Majesty hosted a luncheon in honor of Archbishop Buendia. In Kyoto, their Imperial Majesties, Emperor Norihito and Empress Masako of Japan, attended the opening ceremony of the 31st General Assembly of the Japan Medical Congress, held at the Tokyo International Forum and Exhibition Center. According to a press release, the General Assembly of the Japan Medical Congress is one of the largest academic conferences in Japan, with approximately 30,000 attendees. The Congress is nicknamed the Doctor Olympics, as it is held every 4 years in a different city in Japan, gathering healthcare professionals and researchers from different fields of medical science and treatment together in one place to debate important issues of concern. The 2023 Congress aims to be a forum for open communication through programs not only for doctors, healthcare professionals, researchers, and students, but also a general exhibition and other activities to involve the citizens of the local community. In Madrid, His Majesty King Felipe VI of Spain held an audience this morning with representatives from the Cámaras de Comercio Europeas in España at Palacio de la Zarzuela. Thereafter, His Majesty the King held an audience with members of the Juan Maria Bailola project and its president, Mr. Jose Fernando Santoro. In Aqaba, His Majesty King Abdullah II of Jordan, as Supreme Commander of the Jordan Armed Forces Arab Army, accompanied by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al Hussein bin Abdullah II of Jordan, visited the Royal Navy Command Force. In Suffolk, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Edinburgh, as patron of the Association of Shows, attended the School Farm and County Fair. According to Buckingham Palace, the fair aims to, quote, teach children about the role of farming in delivering food to our tables and the importance of protecting the countryside, end quote. And finally, in London, Kensington Palace released a never-before-seen photo of the late Queen Elizabeth II, surrounded by her grandchildren and great-grandchildren on the occasion of what would have been her 97th birthday. The photograph was taken at Balmoral Castle in Scotland last summer by then Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow on Saturday, April 22nd, with all the latest royal news. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful evening and a great day tomorrow. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, take care, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.